plants and animals, dating back 5,000 or 6,000 years. That all took place right there. During the second millennium, the Hittites, who were located up in Turkey, they pretty much dominated Syria. During the first millennium, you had the Assyrians, who were from northern Iraq. They dominated Syria. Then you had the Persians. And then, of course, we know the history. The Persians invaded Greece, and down the track, Alexander the Great came through, and after him we had 300 years of Seleucid rule, which was Hellenistic rule. A lot of people as well don't immediately associate Syria with Rome, with ancient Rome, but Syria was actually a Roman province for 400 years, which is quite a lot of time when you think about it. And following the Romans, you had Byzantine influence here. Then you had the arrival of Islam with all of its dynastic successions, and everything else that went with that time period, like the arrival of the Crusaders, the establishment of a Crusader state, the emergence of the assassins up in these mountains. They came across from northern Iran, and then the final triumph of the Turkish Ottomans. So basically, there's a huge, huge span of history represented by Syria. The other major thing which constantly surprised me as I travelled around was the vast and diverse array of different types of people. To break down the demographics a bit, Syria has about 20 million people. About 15 million are Sunni Orthodox Muslim. But you also have a lot of Sunni minorities, so you have Palestinians and Turkmens and Circassians from the Caucasus Mountains, and you have Kurds. And then you have a significant Shiite population of about 3 million, and they're actually the ruling Alawites, and again I'll talk about them a bit more later. Apart from the Muslims, you have a lot of Christians. Syria was one of the seats of early Christendom. Antioch, traditionally, until the time of Ataturk, was always part of Syria. And so you have about 1 million Orthodox Syrian Christians. You have about 500,000 Catholic Syrian Christians. You have Armenian Christians. You have Assyrian Christians, you have Chaldean Christians. There's a lot of Christians in Syria. And then beyond that, you have the more secretive arcane groups like the Yazidi, who you might have been reading about in the news a few months ago. People who find their roots in pre-monotheistic sort of nature worship, fire worship, and that kind of thing.